the Horns Forward podcast, episode number 8, the Kobe edition, as we just called it.
Kobe.
Nice.
Well, I guess before we start, seeing how it's Friday night and it's Fiesta, we got to start it off the right way. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the way you do it right there. That little crack.
Hold on, Divine.
Oh,
Where
hi,
yours at?
host.
I ain't got nothing on me, man. My fault.
It's all good. So quick intros. I'm your host, Viva Texas, also known as the mariachi guy that sits in the stands and throws his hats to the defense. And we got DJ up there, 210 Brahmasita, Miss Jackie, SAJ, the loudmouth on the opposite end of the Alamo Dome.
The
yelling at
loudest
the
mouth
opposing
in the
teams.
South, baby. What's up?
There you go. And we got our two very special guests on here. So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. Tell Brahma Nation who you are, where you at right now.
Yeah, when you got it first.
I don't know what it is, but it's an echo in the background.
Oh, that man.
That's that Florida connection, man.
That got him. No, he in Cali. He in Cali. So
He
in
Cali?
California.
it's all messed up.
I
Well,
can hear it flip
And I
flopping.
can't hear y'all. It's an echo in the background.
Oh man, he got the bad
Interesting.
service. He got the bad service. Can you can hear us, Divine, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, you go ahead first.
It's just echoing. Like
I'll get started. My name is Devon Buckram, DB from the Brahmas, number 14. Checking in from Long Island, New York. I'm not from Long Island, I'm from Queens, but I live out here now. So,
Nice.
yes, sir.
Man, that's it. Nah, you gotta go deeper than that, man. What college you went to?
Okay.
Food you like to eat? You know what I'm saying? Talk
I
to
got
us, bro. We
I got
vibing right
you.
now. There you go.
Alright,
There you
so,
go. Now we talking.
So I started off at Lehigh University, Pennsylvania, small D1 school, FCS. Played in the Patriot League. Ended up winning the Patriot League my freshman year. 4-year starter there. Then I finished my last year, my graduate year. Got my MBA there at Lamar FCS school out in Beaumont, Texas. Then from there, went to Steelers minicamp. Didn't make the final roster. Went overseas to play in Germany for 6 months, and then got picked up in January right before camp started for the XFL, and then now I'm here.
So you said you
Nice.
played overseas in Germany. What did you think of Germany?
I loved it out there. Honestly, I was a little shaky going in because I had never been to Europe in the first place. I only been out the country far, only like once. I went to China my senior year of high school, but it was a pleasant surprise. I was honestly surprised how big they support and love football out there. It's like a real big football country as far as Europe. They're kind of like the biggest. But the talent was real good. In that league, as far as the imports, you're only allowed a couple imports on each team. Imports as in Americans because it's our game, so they don't want to make it too lopsided. But like I said, the talent was good. I had teammates from my team from Villanova, Penn State, other schools around the country. But it was good. I got to visit and explore a little bit in my free time, so I couldn't complain.
Nice.
Tell
Yes,
us
sir.
how-
Did you come back speaking any German?
How about
A little
that?
bit, just a little bit. I learned enough to count to like 3 and to order groceries.
Three.
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Divine, sprechen Sie Deutsch?
I'm sorry.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Just a little bit.
You trying to make you talk English.
I know, right?
Sprechen klein Deutsch. We're out here speaking German.
Hold on. So tell us really how good Germany is, because I'm a veteran in the army, so I hear
bro.
stories about Germany, man.
Yeah.
I know how really Germany get down.
As far as football,
there you go.
Everything
As far as life.
Yeah, I better now.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he in there.
there you
Look at
go.
the palm trees and everything. He got a good background.
No,
Look at
Oh,
wow.
Here I am in my dungy office.
Oh yeah, you go ahead, Devon.
Nah, I mean, I'll be honest. Like growing up in New York City, and then going out to Europe and living there for 6 months, kind of like this, because it all happened real quick. Like it was a pleasant surprise. Like I said, like everything was way calmer and slower. compared to growing up in the city. I didn't have to like worry about looking over my shoulder every 10 seconds. I could like walk around with 2 headphones in instead of one. You know what I mean? It kind of real chill. People was pretty cool, honestly. You know, like, you know, some of the older people were, you know, still a little stuck in their ways, you know, looked at me a little weird, but you know, I wasn't really worried about it. I was just there to play football. So but yeah, it was cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I had a similar experience studying abroad there in Germany. And what you said is very true. It was people would make fun of me because, like you said, you can walk around, not have to look over your shoulder, and
Exactly.
like it's strange. They're like, dude, relax, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, it's not how it is where I come from.
Exactly.
So, Dwayne Wallace, aka Trainwrecker, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about where you went to school, some of your favorite things to do. Just give us an opportunity to get to know you better.
We talking about high school, college,
All of it.
Everything.
Okay. So yeah, long story. Well, we just gonna summarize it up. So, started. I started my beginning of school in Florida. Finished in California. Um, um, Junior senior year. Martin Luther King High School. Then I went to JUCO, Riverside City College, and was an All-American there, and had a few options. And I went to Cal Berkeley after that. And after going to Cal, I was there with Sonny Dykes. We had Jared Goff and whatever, and he left, and I went to Kansas. And after that, left. I was with Pittsburgh. I was with the Bears for a little bit, and played in the XFL 2020 with the Wildcats, and I'm back at it again this year. Also played in the Spring League. I don't know if y'all know what that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blues, Coach Ted for about 2 years, and yeah, that's kind of like my long journey summarized up in a quick snippet.
Nice.
So, did either of y'all have any experience with San Antonio, like as a city, having visited, been to it, the community?
The Spring League was in
Yeah,
San
they
Antonio.
did. They played in San Antonio.
That's right. So,
but this obviously had to be a much different experience than what you experienced with the Spring League, correct?
Yeah.
You said was it a different experience?
We lost him again.
Oh, yeah. Was it a different experience what you experienced with the Brahmas versus what you experienced with the Spring League in San Antonio?
Oh yeah, night and day. First of all, Spring League, it was like it felt like a trial. We didn't have any fans. The only fans was there was like friends and family. But it started in the Alamo Dome. You know, that's where the first Spring was, and then the second one was in Houston. So every time just being back in that dome, I be telling myself and everybody who played, man, this is where it all started. Well, at least for the people who played in the Spring League, that's what it felt like. And the second year was in Houston, so it definitely different. Like, you know, it's fans now, and different environment, and everything's just different. Like it's just a different feeling, different atmosphere, different setting. So it's definitely a lot different.
And what about you, Divine? Had you had any experience ever in San Antonio?
Nah, not really. We my last year at college, we had played against UTSA, so I played my first game in the Alamo Dome. That was in September 2021. But outside of that, not really. So like I said, when we went for the game, we were only there for half a day or whatever.
Right.
Traveling, but getting to see the city. The 5 times we got to come down this year was beautiful. I love the city.
Awesome. Yeah, and I can imagine that a 2021 crowd, given COVID, is much different than a 2023
for sure
XFL crowd.
For sure.
So I guess when you guys first started the season, like what were your expectations going into it as far as the crowd in San Antonio and the fan base, and did that change at all after week 10? I guess either one of y'all can go first.
Well, you got to answer that, bro, because you know.
Yeah, he wasn't in. He wasn't in.
Nah,
He started in DC. Dwayne started in DC.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, during camp, I mean, I'll be honest, everybody was kind of just focused on making the team, learning the playbook and everything. But like, you know, once we had finalized the final roster going into the beginning of the season, I can tell guys were like excited, but at the same time, it was a little uncertainty because, like I said, it's the first year of the XFL coming back. A lot of guys had never really played in San Antonio, but we heard that, you know, people love football out there. So it was kind of like, you know, we were kind of trying to see what was going to happen, but we kind of had a feeling it was going to be a good crowd. And then after week 10, you know, just being there for those 5 games, I'll be honest, like we as a team, as the players, we kind of felt bad, you know, having such good turnouts and then not producing the W's we wanted. Besides that one win against Orlando, but we could tell, like, you know, San Antonio definitely loves football, so we're looking forward to running it back next year.
Let's go!
Oh, I love that.
And for me, I haven't been there that long, but I know the first game I definitely watched it, and man, it looked it live.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't wait to play after watching St. Louis and San Antonio and stuff like that.
Yep.
And so when I got there, when I got there the last 4 games, and even though like it wasn't as much fan as it was when it first started, it was still fun. You know, people came out to support. People was there no matter what, and like, you know, that's what you need. That's what like make us as players care. You know, like you don't never want to disappoint people who come and, you know, show their support and stuff. And I feel like as long as we give it our all, you know, I feel like it ultimately it ends up working out. Obviously, we need some W's in the win column, and you know, next year, like my boy said, man, hopefully we come back and not hopefully we gonna come back.
There you
and
go.
man.
There you go.
Let's go.
That's right.
There you go.
Come back and get it, man. So definitely excited just for the whole future of the XFL and the city of San Antonio and what Coach got going on, and you know, some of the players that coming back, and you know, even some of the players that's leaving and going on. Like it was a good first year for everybody. Like everybody left off with a good taste in their mouth, you know. You know, because everybody got different situations. You know, some guys injured, some guys played, some guys got fit.
Right.
Some guys ain't played in years, and man, it was just fun for everybody, from coaches to players, and you know, sometimes it was some guys' first professional. It was some guys' first professional experiences as players and also as coaches. So it was a learning experience for everybody. It was fun for everybody, and I just feel like, you know, next year going to be better for sure, especially when we got a good amount of guys come back who already gelled before.
Yeah.
You know, just know what the expectation is and know what it takes to go out there and win, because winning ain't easy, man. It's hard. It's hard to get a W.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So what was y'all favorite moments? I know we got a question from one of the listeners. I guess watchers too. They asking what was y'all favorite moments of the season, man?
So I guess Devon, we'll start with you, and then we'll go over to Dwayne. But
Favorite moments. That's hard. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, even though, you know, our record wasn't what we wanted, I feel like a lot of guys had fun this season, and there were a lot of real like memorable moments. But I think for me was honestly getting that first dub at home against Orlando.
Facts.
There we go.
That was the game.
So the way y'all saying facts, it sounded like they was talking trash. Like, was that it?
Say it again.
I said the way
everybody talk trash.
Okay. Now we potting. This is what I'm here for.
Yep.
Probably not as much as Jay though. Jay talks.
Word.
He's on the away side, right behind the bench. So he's the one that's
for real. You be chirping him,
running his mouth.
He
gets them worked up.
Yeah.
He gets them worked up.
I do actually have a question about that, but we'll get to it after we answer DJ's question.
Got you. Go ahead, Wayne.
Me?
Favorite moment?
Yeah, favorite moment.
Oh yeah, the same thing. Orlando, man, got to be first W. They gave us a good game. You know, we played even better, and you know, it felt good to be on the other side of the close wins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 1 point, 2 point, like you
Yeah.
know, and to do it at home. It was just so good, and you know, I feel like that's why that DC game hurt so bad because it's like, man, like you know, we put ourselves in great position, and you know, we just didn't come out with the W, and it's just like it's just kind of frustrating to know that the record is not the reflection of our team.
Sure.
And if you really sit down there and break down film and watch what's really going on, like we got some real good players on our team, and we just couldn't close, you know, just and we took that personal, and so like I just wish that you know you can't do nothing about it. Like I said, I just got to the team. It's been dudes coming to the team all year and injuries, and you know you can't plan for that, or you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let me ask you, how was it like playing for the legend, Coach Ward?
Mm.
And
Look
Joey
at
Porter too. While you're
Divine. Look
at
at Divine.
it.
Oh yeah, and Joey Porter too.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll start real quick. It was amazing for me. Like I said, I'm from New York, but I actually grew up a Steelers fan. I got a little Steelers stuff right here on me. But
Oh.
you know what I mean? So like growing up, you know, I always looked up to guys like Hines and you know all those guys, Joey Porter, everybody like that, TP. So when I found out, you know, I'm getting picked up by the Brahmas, and I'm like, wait, Hines Ward's the head coach. I'm like, all right. But it was exciting though. And I was just talking about this to my to my mom earlier. You know, Hines is like a real players coach. You know, he played in the league for a good amount of time, so he kind of knows everything that we go through. You know, he had already went through before, and you know, he's always looking out for us. He's not gonna kill us in the practice field during the week and everything. He's real smart with stuff. So I mean, it was cool. And then as someone who wants to get into coaching. When I'm done playing, you know, he's definitely one of the guys I was looking up to, kind of just taking notes and seeing how he runs things in the team. So,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say I was a Steelers fan growing up necessarily, but I was a fan of Coach Tomlin, and like I said, I've been that was my second team I went to in the NFL, and the Pittsburgh culture is different, right? And just being there my short amount of time in Pittsburgh with Tomlin and see the way he do things and see the way they take their culture serious, like you could kind of see Coach Hines Ward's trying to bring that same culture to the Brahmas, and you know, I just had respect for how like Devon said was how he go about certain stuff, and you know, take care of players, being a player coach, and always making changes, you know, like
Oh yeah.
we made a lot of changes throughout the season to get better, like, and to be honest with you, like even though our record don't show it, like that it really matters for the future of the program moving forward, and you know, those last couple of games, you know, it really meant a lot, and you know, we even though we kept losing, we still had a chance to go to the playoffs, and I feel like, you know, yeah, I feel like we left it all out there, given the circumstances that you know, we was putting in, and you know, that's what I could say about you know, playing for Coach Hines Ward and having an opportunity to work with that guy, and him being a first time head coach. You know, it was good.
Jay just popped in here. He said, "My guys."
Oh, there you go. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Jay?
Yeah.
hey boy, what up? What up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will definitely agree with you, Dwayne. Most of the fans would agree that, you know, the best team that was on the field on that Saturday game unfortunately did not win, and luck just did not break our way, and that's okay. You guys busted your tails out there all season long and took us to the very bitter end, and we're just proud of what you guys did. But in that same vein, this is more of a defense question for Divine, but both of you guys can answer it, right? Obviously, we're pretty loud. We think we're pretty loud in the stands, but you guys are out on the field. how loud were we actually, and how much energy did you guys derive from that? Like how much did that drive you guys even harder to just really get in there and break up those plays and just ball out, if you will?
I'll tell you what, ain't nothing like being on the football field, playing defense, and being on the field on third down with the stands going crazy. It's basically like a 12th man on the field for real. So like,
There we go.
so like when we hear y'all getting loud, getting rowdy, screaming, I get us jumping and everything. You know what I mean? So that's like that's like the best feeling in the way. We feel like, I mean, obviously y'all not on the field, but we feel like we got an extra person on the field with us who got our back. So yeah, I mean, it's you can't really put that feeling into words, honestly.
Nice. Dwayne?
I would say that I would say like just what he's saying, like man, I was interacting with the crowd a lot. You know, fans are calling me, and you know, I give them towels and stuff, and yeah, like you know, like we didn't have that much fans every game compared to like other teams and stuff, but the fans that we did have went all out.
For sure.
You got to show them their appreciation for that, and y'all, like, you know, definitely brought the energy. Like that brings energy. You know, we need energy because this is a game of momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, hearing the energy from the crowd just give you, it just, you know, it puts you in a different mode, and so we definitely need that. And it was good. It was good, and it was fun. You know, that just what makes the game fun. Like going out there, seeing the crowd, hearing the crowd, seeing the support. You know, it gives you something extra to play for on top of what you already playing for.
Exactly, and like carrying off of that, like it's like the worst feeling, honestly, is like when the stands are going crazy, we on defense on third down, and then you know somehow they pop when they get a first down, and hearing y'all get quiet,
and it goes quiet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like the worst.
Like damn.
You know what I mean? So it's really like we're not trying to let y'all down at the same time, so that just make us go harder.
Well,
yeah,
I will definitely say that Phillips and what's his name over at Stoops over in Arlington absolutely hated playing in the Alamo Dome after they got.
I would too.
They be like, it's gonna get loud in here, man. Y'all just be ready, get that silent count going.
They just didn't know it was going to be directed specifically at them.
So we got a fan question here that I wanted to put out there. So, you know, one of the things you guys talked about was having fun, and you know, from a fan perspective, I can tell you I've had more fun with the XFL, and I can probably say all of us have, just with football in general, just with the different aspect that the XFL brought in terms of the rule changes, and so with that being said, you know, with you guys having experience in the NFL, you know, and other professional leagues, what is it about the XFL that differs from, you know, the other professional leagues that you all have played for when it comes to fan interaction, being part of the community and all that?
I mean, honestly, Wayne could probably talk about this more because I'm just a rookie, so I ain't been around too long. But I think, yeah, you go ahead, Wayne.
This your first professional? This is time this is your first time playing professional?
Yeah,
bro?
it's my rookie year.
Oh, okay. Yes, so congratulations.
So he definitely coming back then.
Good job, bro.
Good job. I can say, give him a round of applause, man.
Appreciate
That's a big accomplishment.
Appreciate you.
But man, hopefully you get a shot to go to the league, my boy. But that's gonna happen. But I could say, just being in the first XFL, playing for LA, stuff like that, like they didn't do too much interaction with the fans, even though there was a lot of fans. We had a lot of fans. At the time, we had more fans than the Chargers in LA, and so comparing that 2020 to now, it's like I feel like the fans doubled this year, and not only the fans doubled, there was more things put into place to interact. Like we never used to like do pop-ups for fans and stuff like that. Like, you know, like we never used to do that. And comparing that to other professional leagues, you're not going to find an NFL team the day before the game going out in the community doing stuff. No, they're going to do that on their off day or before the season. And better yet, they're going to send the people who you don't want to see. The people on practice. somebody you never heard of. Nobody out there playing is not gonna go the day before the game to sign no autograph for no fans. That's just unheard of in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so, or any other league. So, the fan engagement that they set up, it definitely was a great idea. It gives you interaction with the fans. The fans really appreciate and love that, and that's just how you build a brand and keep it around. 'Cause at the end of the day, you guys are who we play for. You guys is what's gonna eventually keep this league going. Because if there ain't no fans in the stands, ain't no league.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, at the end of the day, fan engagement is extremely important. And you know that how they orchestrated it is way different from any other league, and it's great. It's great. And like I said, like it's a lot of guys' first time being in a professional setting. Like a lot of guys can build from this. Like it's hard to be a pro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to get adjusted to the pro life. Like you got to make a camp. You got to worry about getting cut. Then when you do make a team, you got somebody in front of you making millions. It don't care what he do, he cannot do wrong because this is just what he makes. So in the XFL, it's like everybody kind of at an even playing field to a certain extent. So it's just like the best of the best is up. It's really it ain't really too much saving you could do for somebody that's underperforming in the XFL because everybody kind of gets the same pay except from the quarterback, and so that evens out the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just gives a lot of opportunities for guys who just coming in and get to play. Just get to get out there. You could try a lot of guys. Whereas if these other leagues, NFL, Canadian League, all these, it's like they're already invested in these guys so much to where they can't make sudden changes like that. It's just what it is. Like, look at Ezekiel and TP Pollard. Like, TP couldn't just take Zeke's job like that. No, he has 2 more years of his contract. Jerry paying this guy all this money.
Yeah.
At this point, if you don't play money, from a business aspect.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I just feel like the XFL just give you a chance to go out there and play and put your best foot forward and get your film and make plays so you could get back to the next level. And that's how they set it up, and that's just how it's supposed to be. And that's what makes the experience from any other league different, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna ask y'all this last question, man. It's a 2-part question. So I'm gonna ask y'all this last question, let y'all go, so my man Dwayne can get his foot in the sand. Divine can hang out with his fam. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's Friday night. So all right, but look, so this is for both of y'all. First of all, 2-part question, like I said. One, what is y'all future looking like? And then 2, how is the XFL handling next season, like as far as teams, and would you guys be like, are they gonna shake anything up, or are y'all just gonna come back on the same team? And what's the plans with that for the future in XFL?
At least for me, I plan on kind of just staying home, just training and everything, staying ready and everything. And obviously, if I get a call opportunity to the NFL, I'm gonna take that. But as far as the XFL for next season, I'm not entirely sure because I'm not sure if the league itself is sure yet about how they're gonna keep guys or change guys with the draft and everything. But from what I heard, I think they're allowed to keep a few guys, maybe like 20, 25 guys for next season. And then obviously we got some guys who are going to get some NFL opportunities. And then obviously if they make the team, they go ahead in the NFL. But if they don't, they can bring those guys back. And then I believe they're going to be doing a draft again this coming October or November. And then Coach Ward also said that we might be having a mini camp coming down to San Antonio before training camp starts. So.
That's a nugget. That's a nugget. That's a nugget.
It's gonna be a full training camp.
Oh yeah, everything he said is it's the truth. The league is just I don't want to say they don't have nothing set in stone yet. They always trying to make stuff better and trying to like what I'm saying, develop and stuff like that. So yeah, there's gonna be guys coming back, some guys to the league, and they got to replace those guys. And so they got to have another draft, and some of those guys gonna be able to go, but everybody ain't gonna make the 53-man roster. Some guys gonna make practice squad. It's a lot of gray area, and so you're gonna have to have a draft, and pull out. Yeah, that's just basically everything that he said. That's where I see the future of the league. But I could say, based off of how this season went, there's gonna be a lot of changes next year for the good. And I definitely do see a bright future. And I'm just speaking from experience, just from being in 2020. They definitely thought about most things this year, and so they took 2 years to get it started. So I don't think you could do any more thinking than that. So,
what about for you?
Oh, me, as far I played. I played 3 games with the Brahmas. I was at DC. I was hurt, and I'm just thankful to get the opportunity that Coach Hines just brought me into the new team, and he put me at left tackle at a position that I never played before, and he just gave me opportunity and believed in me, and so from that opportunity there, I got to see if a team would still take a chance on me with the little film that I had got to play because of my injury. And so I'm just taking it as it goes. I know if I don't go, I will for sure be back in San Antonio. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Another nugget.
Yeah, I'll for sure be back here. I'm just feeling thankful right now, and a lot of guys should be feeling thankful because, obviously the competitor USFL, everything ain't all gravy over there, and without these 2 leagues,
we know
be at home.
No,
for real.
We know.
For real. And I can speak to that real quick personally because
we lost the
we
line.
lost you.
Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, go
There we
ahead.
go.
You back.
Yeah, you back.
You back. You good.
Hello?
You good.
You good.
got
Yeah,
me?
you good.
Yeah.
You can hear me? I can't even hear myself, but if y'all can hear me, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, like I was saying, for me personally, it was unique because coming in with camp starting in January, I wasn't even sure if I was going to get opportunity, and then I think it was 2 or 3 days before we were supposed to report for camp, I had got a call from the team and told me come down and everything. So I was just grateful for that. And then so obviously I was one of the last guys picked up. I wasn't even drafted, so during camp I just had to grind and just work, keep my head down, and just do everything I had to do all of the little things right. And I ended up making the team, youngest on the team. I'm pretty sure I was the youngest in the league as well. But like I said, I was just thankful. And then something happened right before the first game. They had released me. I was released for 2 weeks because of just because of roster transactions. It was nothing I really did, but Hines said he kind of just had to make space on the roster, so I just got it short end of the stick. But I mean, I understood it was all business. It was not personal. And in those 2 weeks at home, obviously I didn't know it was gonna be 2 weeks, but that was my first time for real being cut from a team. You know what I mean? So I was I was down in a little depression. I was down in the dumps. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen next. Obviously, anytime somebody get cut, they start thinking, is it Sid? Do I keep trying or whatever? But God, thankful to God, I got that call back 2 weeks later. I was still in shape, obviously. I was still moving around, still had the football in my hands and everything. So I got that call back right before week 3 started. So I finished the season on the team. So I was just grateful for that.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. Well, fellas, I'll let you guys go. We'll let you guys go. Enjoy your weekends.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to
see
if I can
and
hear you guys. I can't really hear anything right now.
okay.
Nah, but the
Dwayne, can you still hear us?
Yeah, I could
Hold on
hear
1
you. But to
second.
piggyback off of what he said, man, hey, it's hard. It's hard. That's what people don't talk about. When you get cut from anything and go home, that's a real depressive state. You gotta get a job. Facts.
Yeah.
Bills don't stop. You get cut, bills don't stop. You get fired, bills don't stop. Them bills keep coming. you get cut, them bills keep coming in on top of that. Like damn, football over. Like, man, it's just real. So, like my boy said, them 2 weeks, he probably was going through hell because I've been through that. Everybody been through that. There's no way that you can play professional football, no matter at the highest level that you playing, you're gonna get cut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna get cut. Like, that's just what it is. Like, that's just life of being a pro. And even vets in their later stage, they get cut. Like, you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not in your prime no more like that. You're still good, but you're not in your prime. At least the other people's views until you prove them wrong. And that's just what the sport is. You gotta always show up. So being cut ain't nothing easy. So to be mentally locked in and go home and keep working out and having faith that you're gonna get that opportunity, that's big. And to get that opportunity, that's big.
Yeah. Well, fellas, thank you so much for spending part of your Friday evenings with us.
Yes,
Dwayne,
you.
enjoy the
Thank you.
beach. Divine, go enjoy your family. And as much as we like to get attached to the Brahmas, and we know and we understand that the XFL is a league that's purpose is to get you guys to the next level. So I really hope you guys get those calls and we don't see you back here next season. But if we do come back next season, just know you
Hey,
both be
open
welcome
arms.
with open arms.
Open arms, baby.
Right here,
Appreciate
guys.
it, man.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for the season. It was
Thank you.
great.
Appreciate you guys, man. Horns forward forever.
Yes,
There we
sir.
go. Thank you, guys.
That's right.
So,
God bless you all.
Alright.
Forward, man. Going forward.
Yes,
I
sir.
love it. Yes, sir. All right, y'all enjoy your weekends.
appreciate you. You too.
Take care, guys.
All right. So there we go.
Let's
Y'all,
go.
y'all on
Guys,
cloud
man.
9 right now.
That has me so supercharged for the next season. Like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to wait until the next season comes around. Like, I'm going to have to go out and just start screaming at traffic just so I can stay engaged.
You got to work out also those vocal cords.
Yeah.
It's funny. I got all my friends talking about the NFL draft, and I'm like, let's see, can he be in the XFL? He'd be good for the Brahmas. Like, all I'm thinking about is XFL. Like, I already got my mind on February of next year rather than the NFL that's coming up. And I'm like, honestly, like I've said it from probably the middle of the XFL season. I've had more fun watching the XFL and experiencing it firsthand. That I've honestly fallen in love with it much more than I have the NFL, even though that's the end goal for a lot of people. I personally, as a fan, I just have a lot more fun watching the XFL. And the games are also just more exciting, in my opinion.
Facts.
So let's bring up that last question that you just brought up about extending the season.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about that. So how would you guys feel about that if they extended the season, brought in more teams, maybe bought out the USFL and put fans actually in the stands? Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I think it'll eventually happen. Like, as far as the season getting extended and more teams added. I think The Rock was talking about, well, not just The Rock, but the ownership was talking about expanding the teams. I don't know if that's a rumor or whatever, but 2025 they was talking about that, but I don't know how legit that is. But I can see that happening. But it's a lot of stuff that got to go on right now that they need to take care of first.
Right.
So I don't think
got a lot of loose ends.
Yeah. I don't know how soon that will happen. I don't know if 2025 is too soon, but I mean, I would love it. I mean, anybody would love more football. I can see more than 10 weeks happening. So that's just me.
I well, go ahead, Jackie.
No, I agree with what he says. I think it's going to be just these teams for the next couple of years. It'd be nice in 2025, even if it's 1 or 2 extra teams, little by little.
Yeah. I mean, I see maybe San Diego definitely is a place that is starved, that deserves a team. You got people saying Oklahoma City, Oakland, Salt Lake City. Like, there's a lot of places that are starved for football that would be great expansion cities. Now, as far as extending the season, I think they'd have to be really careful with that, because at the end of the day, the end goal is still to get to the NFL for a lot of these guys. And if you extend the season, that's also putting more wear and tear on these players' bodies, which can also harm them in getting to the NFL, because you got to, they're playing already 10 weeks. And if you're going to the championship, that's 12 weeks that you're playing. NFL season, regular season, 16 weeks. So at that point, add in, if you go make it all the way to the Super Bowl, if let's say you played from week 1 of the XFL, and then you got picked up by an NFL team, and you played all the way through to the Super Bowl, that's almost an entire year of playing football, and that's hard on the human body.
Yeah.
So, I think there has to be a good balance and a really good hard thought of if we're going to expand the games, are we going to have a bye week? Are we going to give these players a chance to rest a little bit? How are we going to do it so that we don't hurt that player 54 mentality, but still put out a quality product on the field? Which I think that is a ownership question that really needs to be thought about really hard before they decide, hey, we're going to play 12 games this year, as a regular season. Although, as much as I would have liked to see 12 games because the Brahmas were on the rise, we were this close.
So I do agree. I think, baby steps, like Robert is saying, at some point, maybe adding some expansion teams, but not too many, right? We don't want to get too crazy, and we don't want to wind up with a 16-week season, right? We want these guys to have game footage, maybe 12 weeks, probably about, kind of the absolute most that you would want to ask them. Again, with the playoffs and the championship game, you're adding 2 additional weeks, so that's 14 weeks. That really would be almost pushing it a little too far. But maybe adding more teams, getting more players opportunities to kind of show up and get some game footage to give them, better chances to get into the NFL. I could definitely see that. But as far as increasing the season, it's kind of a toss-up. I do agree, probably about ideal to get some film, keep these guys in game shape, give them time to rest and recover, and then be ready for the mini camps that start in what, July? June? Okay.
June is the optional team activities that you don't have to go to, but it's kind of like if you don't go to those, they're kind of giving you like a stink eye, like why didn't you come, kind of thing.
Yeah. Vets normally don't go to those, but those are the 5.
The Aaron Rodgers is
yeah. Well, he's not going to be doing it in New York either, I'm sure. So bye. I do not hide my feelings about Aaron Rodgers being traded to the Jets. Okay?
Oh no, I'm happy he's gone. It's time.
Yeah.
But let's talk
the
about
summer of love.
let's talk about some fan stuff that we got coming up. So I know obviously today in San Antonio we had the Battle of Flowers parade, which was a whole lot of fun for people who went.
Y'all wait, I gotta put 2 fingers up because y'all gotta explain this stuff for people that's not from San Antonio.
Right.
I don't I just know that the kids are out of school and I'm pissed.
Right.
Well, we're out of school. This is not something that happens everywhere in the United States. So y'all gotta explain this.
Only San Antonio every year.
Only San Antonio.
The Battle of the Flowers. What is that?
This is a San Antonio thing. So it is to represent. So basically, Fiesta as a whole started as a celebration of the independence of Texas from Mexico. It has since evolved into a celebration of the city of San Antonio, obviously because such a big battle took place here, the Battle of the Alamo. And so the Battle of Flowers parade is just a parade originally meant to commemorate the people who died during the Texas Revolution and the independence from Mexico. But now, again, it's just evolved over the course of the last 200 years into a celebration of the city of San Antonio. And the reason why you have kids, like schools closing, one is because if you go to school downtown or in the inner city, you're not going to get to school because the roads are closed off. And 2, the other thing is that so many kids historically, when it wasn't a holiday, were not going to school anyways because their parents wanted to spend time with them and go to the parade, that the schools were like, just give them the day off, kind of thing. Like, just they waved the white flag on that one. The parents won.
DJ wants a choice.
So if you want a choice, then I'd say like go live out in Bernie or Kerrville or something like that.
I'm far west, so I'm good. I'm far west. I'm out the way.
But yeah, so I mean, it was awesome. I went, I sat with the KSET insiders today, and I was decked out in Brahmas gear, and everybody, I heard so many horns forward. I heard "Go Brahmas" all over the place. So the fact that the community is already embracing it, as soon as they see the yellow, as they see, the this logo right here, the community is already embracing it after, not even a full year in San Antonio. It's awesome. It's become like, I would love for this yellow to be synonymous with the Fiesta colors that, like, the Spurs wear, for example. And
That's
so
a
just to
good
hear
question.
that,
That's a good question. You know the answer
that's
to that? Let me
what
put it up. Let me pin it.
You can't Google it.
it's one of
No,
the
I mean,
largest parades in the
that's
country.
that's a good thing though. I mean, that says a lot. I didn't know that.
I mean, it's a huge parade,
And we have multiple parades.
I don't know the
Wow.
size in comparison to, like, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade or anything like that, but I know it's one of the larger parades in the country. So with that being said, the Brahmas actually get to participate in the parade tomorrow, which closes out Fiesta, which is the Fiesta Flambeau Parade, which, DJ, for, just to give you a little bit of background on this one, this is basically the parade that ties the bow on top of Fiesta. This is the one that seals the deal, and once that parade is over, Fiesta's over. Well, at least until they stop serving alcohol. But yeah, so the fans, we're gonna have a couple fans that have been invited. Those of you who know who you are, we'll see you tomorrow. And be ready to be as rowdy as you were in the Alamo Dome and show the city, that even though our season didn't end the way we wanted it to, we're still proud and we're still very loving of the Brahmas, and that the fact that the XFL thought of San Antonio when they said, let's put professional football there.
Yep.
So, guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Battle of Flowers parade brings in about 350,000 people. It doesn't even rank like top 15.
Better than, hey,
Well, it's big in it's probably the biggest one, maybe in Texas.
350,000 still
probably
is larger than
that's
most
a lot.
cities.
That's a lot of people, though. That's a lot of people.
It is the biggest parade in San Antonio, for sure.
I agree with that.
And probably one of the biggest in Texas. But yeah,
that's probably what it's
right.
So the one that was today, is it normally bigger than the one tomorrow, or the one tomorrow is bigger?
It could go either way.
Roughly about the same. I mean, they're roughly about the same. The Battle of Flowers is special because, it's got the history behind it. It's a Friday. People take off work. Schools are closed. Stuff like that.
It's during the day.
It's during the day. And then the night parade, obviously, is at night. And it's a Saturday. So it's a little bit, more of a festive environment, because it's the weekend. It's a Saturday. It's at night.
Sticks, lights,
glow sticks.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So I would say turnout wise, it's similar, but crowd wise, it's gonna be different. It's a little bit of a rowdier crowd because it's at night.
It's different.
So it's gonna be nice that the Brahmas get to be a part of the rowdy parade, knowing how rowdy we are as fans.
So, Jim, I will say it took me 45 minutes to get from Brooklyn and 37 today over to Houston Street. And it sure felt like the world's largest parade, having to drive completely around downtown just to try and get to where I was trying to go. So you got that part.
Who, Robert?
Yes.
Man, anybody mess with Robert, man. It's Friday, Robert, man. Go do something.
You were lucky we didn't ask the question he wanted. Which
I'm not about to. I saw that. That's why I laughed. Robert, go ahead. Go in the basement somewhere, Robert.
About the Alamo basement, yeah.
Yeah.
If they visited.
2 tours nightly, DJ.
But I guess to summarize Fiesta, the parades, all that for you, Robert probably did have the best summary here. I'll put it up for you, DJ. It's evolved into puro pinche party, is what it is.
Yep.
So, which is why I say Cheers to all of y'all. Viva Fiesta.
Oh.
And I'm wearing a hat on purpose because I still have confetti in my hair from all the cascarones that my son cracked on my head today.
Crack them eggs.
Nice.
Yeah, cracked those eggs on my head. So yeah, that's why if I took off my hat and shook my hair, you'd see like colorful confetti come out. I'm just like, dang it, man.
Maybe
It's
that's
gonna
what the
be there.
fans want to see.
Well, maybe that's what you want to see.
I got my headphones are securely on my hat, so it ain't happening. Oh yeah, so Jim right here.
There
This
you
is the
go.
largest illuminated night parade in the country.
That I can
which is
probably see.
the one tomorrow.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm not even
Yeah.
going to challenge that.
Yeah, so
I believe
Google
you,
that?
Jim.
You Googling it?
yeah.
Nope. I'm closing Google out.
So another little extra surprise that we have coming up for you is we have some more special guests lined up in the next coming weeks. So
Yes, you do.
y'all
Yes, you
want to
do.
make
Gotta
sure
wait.
you continue to tune. Now we're not going to tell you who, just right away.
We got
So
'em.
you're gonna have to. We got them confirmed. I'll tell you that.
We lassoed them and bring them here.
Last of them in. They may have left San Antonio, but the San Antonio, we're bringing them back in for
Yeah,
y'all.
that's for sure.
So we do have some more special guests.
Thank you,
He
Jim.
cited
but
his
thank you.
work.
There you go.
Oh, look. You check this work, make sure it was right.
But yeah, so we do have some special guests lined up, between now and the championship game, which brings me to my next point of the championship game. So,
Drum roll,
My
please.
friend.
so we are going to be teaming up with multiple podcasts from across the XFL, the X-Fan Legion, as they are known, for a super show the day before
Super
the
duper show.
the championship. So on Friday at 6 p.m., we'll be broadcasting live from Alamo
Can you
Beer.
please repeat that? I don't think they heard you.
So we will be broadcasting at 6 p.m. live from Alamo.
Start from the beginning. All the way from the beginning.
At what time?
6 p.m.
No, you
And
got to start all the way from the beginning.
What are we doing at 6 p.m.?
We're having a super show.
I'm just messing with you now at this point.
Oh my God! Like you guys.
So
are
we
killing
are
me.
having a
You guys are
mega
killing me.
show.
Yeah,
with-
we are having a mega
Super
show.
mega awesome show.
with podcasts around the XFL. So this is going to
Yeah,
be
Yeah,
big.
from all over the country.
Yeah.
So you
we
guys
got-
have to tune in.
Yeah, St. Louis is coming.
Yes, they are.
Houston's coming.
Yes, they are.
San Antonio obviously is going to be representing.
Yes,
We're going to
they are.
have some as many podcasts as we're reaching out to as many podcasts as we can that cover the XFL and inviting them to the Super Show. And we're all going to be in one giant room, and it's going to be one big old mess of fun.
It's going to be one puro piche.
There you go. There you go. There you
Puro
go.
piche.
That's
You got to finish it though.
Finish it, padre.
There you
there
go.
we go. Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, man.
I hope
There
ain't
you
nobody
go.
watching it.
No, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. And so with that being said,
I told y'all I'm black. I'm black.
basically are living in.
Yep.
Uh-oh, he got in trouble.
So
Go ahead, Jay.
yeah,
Go ahead,
I
Jay.
was just gonna say, guys, definitely tune in. We've said this from the beginning of our show, right? This is all about the growth of the XFL, the fellowship, the camaraderie. Oh, that's brutal, man.
I know, man. They killing me. They killing me. That's good though. That's cool.
It's all about us coming together as a fan base. So we definitely want everybody to tune in and hang out with us as we interact with fans from across the league, have a bunch of fun, maybe pick on Dirty a little bit, and just have a good old time. Okay, a lot of it. But just have a good old time, right? Because that's what this is all about, is getting together, hanging out with your friends, watching some football, talking a little trash, having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
There you go.
And that's gonna carry us over into the next day, which is the actual championship game. Now, there's always a lot of people wondering, like, what's gonna happen? Is it just the game? Are we gonna tailgate? The Brahmas aren't there. The answer is yes. There is going to be a tailgate.
Mhm.
I personally am catering a lot of things. Barbecue is going to be out there. There's going to be mariachis from 2:30 to 3:30. I basically want to make sure that we show the guests that we are welcoming from across the country, and also the world who will be watching, how good of hosts we are, and why the XFL made the right choice, and not only putting pro football here, but choosing to put the championship game here. And so I know there's a lot that people have heard about the tailgate experience from San Antonio, and this is going to be their opportunity to live it. So the more people that we have out here, the better it is. Whether you Uber down, you want to do park and ride, whether you are coming in from out of state and you're staying at one of the hotels on the other side of the highway from the Alamo Dome, don't just come to the game and be there and then leave. Like, no, come out and be part of the community. Be part of the, at this point, it's not just be part of the Brahma community. It's be part of the XFL community that's going to be tailgating together, because the championship really is going to be a celebration of football for many of us, because our teams aren't going to be there. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to show up in numbers. So I definitely am inviting everybody out there to come out and enjoy that celebration of football. And yes, there will be a tailgate. So don't be shy. Come on out. And for those of us who are Brahmas fans who have tailgated, it's going to be business as usual, open, sharing, all that stuff. So let's show our guests a good time. And for those of you who may not be from San Antonio, who are coming from out of another city or maybe from out of state, you guys are in for a surprise, because I guarantee you will not have experienced a tailgate like you do in San Antonio.
Don't get it twisted. We buy tickets. Even though our team not in there, we buy tickets. We going to that game. San Antonio is going to be there. And probably,
you'll see a lot
the
of
bottom
yellow.
bowl. The bottom of the bowl is probably going to be a lot of San Antonio fans. So don't get it twisted.
Oh, yeah.
We there.
Yeah.
I'm there. So
it's like I said, it's everybody a celebration of football. So this is actually a good question here, given that a lot of us obviously have our little things here. But
that's a good question. That's a good question.
So
they don't get my horns. They don't get my horns. Those are just for my Brahmas. Period.
That's the iconic horns
but those,
of the Brahmasita.
But it's just for my guys. It's my horns forward power for them. So no, I will not. No, because remember, tomatoes. I already said I'm bringing the sombrero.
Okay.
There's a reason why.
And it should have horns on it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Whoa!
So you can dress up. You can dress up, DJ. Put some ears on. There you go.
I'm just gonna wear my jersey. I'm gonna wear my jersey, man. I'm good.
So, wear your away jersey.
Yeah, I wear my.
You can, because the team's away.
I wear my away jersey.
I don't have like a spectacular fancy costume, right? But I'm still going to show up in all my normal gear, right? And the reason why is because I'd want to make sure that even though there's two different teams on the field playing, I want to make sure that we're representing San Antonio in the one visible way that we can, right? Wear our colors, support our team, support the XFL in San Antonio and around the league, right? Because obviously we bought a ticket to get in there. But I'm going to wear my normal stuff just to show my support for the team, right?
Would it be wrong to yellow out? I mean,
I don't.
It's our dome.
Well, I mean, I guess question for you on that, Jay. Since you don't really dress up, but you show up with your mouth, is your mouth still going to show up to that game behind whoever you're sitting?
Let's keep it PG.
If Houston is on that side, you better believe I'm ripping it into them.
Whoever's on the away side, they're getting it. That's again.
If it's Arlington, destroy them.
Oh,
Arlington's not making it, so I'm not worried about that.
Arlington's lucky they playing tomorrow.
If it's Wade Phillips, destroy him.
Caps lock. I'm just saying. No, if it's somebody from the XFL South on that side, I'm going to get my jabs in 100%. Right?
They'll remember you next year.
Yeah. Well, they're going to remember me now because they're going to walk out and they'll be like, "Oh, I remember this place. It's so nice." And then they're going to hear, "Wade Phillips, you're old and fat." And then they're going to be like, "Oh, God dang it, he's here again." You know? So 100%, I'm going to represent our team. So
yeah. No, and I'm the same. I have made the decision that the El Mariachi will not be making a full on appearance. Now, I may wear a T-shirt of the mariachi. My sombrero will. There, it's not definitely not going to get thrown to anybody. But I'm the traje is reserved specifically for our Brahmas, and I'm going to keep that stance. And as are the boots, which my feet are going to be very happy. But yeah, so I'm not dressing up. I mean, if people want to dress up, by all means, go ahead, go wild.
Please.
Just know that a lot of us probably aren't because we've reserved that for the Brahmas games. Which and especially for me next year, I saw the proofs for what my next suit is gonna look like for next year, and it is wow, I was like excited when I saw
LFG,
it.
let's
So
go.
yeah, so again, super show the day before at 6 p.m. at Alamo Beer, but we will be broadcasting through all of our normal channels, and then tailgate for the championship. And like Donna said, it's going to be catered by my boy Orlando and his Texas barbecue. And he's very gracious to be coming out again and serving up the fine people of the XFL nation some wonderful Texas brisket that I know y'all can vouch for. And then we're going to go and celebrate football. We're going to go and have a good time and celebrate football inside the Alamo Dome as a family, as a community, and whoever wins, congrats to them. But San Antonio's winning it next year. Calling it now.
Let's
Period.
go. Let's go.
You gonna close us out, Jackie?
#facts. No, you can do it. You
You
nominated
can do
me.
it. No, you go ahead,
Go
Jackie.
ahead.
Go ahead, Jackie.
Well, that's a wrap.
We're not doing it. We talk a lot. So you guys.
You guys got to do it.
Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for watching. We're gonna
Episode
peace out.
8.
Episode 8. We'll
Thank
have
you,
more
players, for showing
information.
up tonight
Yes, sir.
and continuing the
Yes.
show. We love you guys. Thank you for everything you've done. And Jackie,
As always,
period. We out.
Yeah.
Horns
horns
#facts.
forward, everybody.